Hey Soul Tribe, welcome back to the channel. So let's go ahead and start shuffling. I have the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle, and no, I'm not high. It's way too early in the morning for me to be in that particular headspace. But I get the sense that whatever the universe wants to talk to you about today, it has to do with some kind of creative endeavor. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to be an artist, and you could be more of a science, logical brain. You're still welcome here. But there's something about the universe is trying to get your attention so that you stop being so literal about what's going on around you because they're it feels like your guides are trying to shine a light on a situation so you can get a sense of clarity. I love this. We did the card of stability before I go to cut. You're entering into a brand new foundation and how it is that you're going to be governing yourself. Bliss. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is fate. There's something that what goes around comes around. You're actually entering into a brand new cycle, and it's going to feel a little bit unusual because you've never been I hate to phrase it this way, but bear with me. You haven't been stable enough to handle feeling good. You haven't been stable enough to accept good things into your life. So right here we have initiation, spirit, act, Iku, transformation, that's the card of death, gratitude, this is another Wheel of Fortune card. The universe needs to talk to you about you're going to be going through an initiation process, a curing process, something where it may feel as though you're a little bit stuck for a period of time. However, your guides are putting you into this position so you can see something for what it is and also to prepare you for something. You're going through a mass transformation. You're not going to be the same person who it is that you were, and you're going to be encouraged to have a lot of gratitude as you move forward because everything is aligning specifically for your betterment. Wow. So if this sounds like you are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless, so please tap into your instincts. Listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing your experiences in the comments below. So we got the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is all about your creativity. And I feel as though you could have been in a position where you were once stifled. There we go. Left out in the cold as though you tried putting yourself out there, whether if that is putting yourself out on social media, hoping that somebody would see your spark, your soul, your spirit, putting yourself out when it came to a job or even love in of itself. In the past, I feel as though you've had a lot of failures or just things never worked out the way that you hoped. It's as though you poured all your time, energy, and money into really proving how reliable you are, how talented you are, because maybe not all of you could thoroughly prove that you are capable. But a lot of these situations, I feel like they've let you down. They feel as though they could have held you back. Like, I'm kind of curious what this initiation is supposed to be. We got the card of strength here. And I sometimes see this particular imagery as though you are taming the lizard brain, the part of yourself that struggles with insecurity. I'm actually hearing a different word and I'm trying to hear it properly. Imposter syndrome. Some of you have felt as though, what right do you have to claim that you are good at something? And as arrogant as it could sound, think of it this way. I think, and I personally believe, that every single person in the world can lay claim that they're really good at one thing. There's something that you are really good at, and you might take it for granted, or you could have other people in your vicinity. You feel like they're better than you, but there's something about you. There's only one of you, and something about that aspect of you is getting ready to shine. I think you're going to be getting a lot of attention. And in some cases, Six of Coins right here, you're going to be able to give a little and receive a lot. This is a really cool shift that's happening in your life. So we got 7 of Coins, Justice. Yes. Oh, that's so confirmational. Like, I'm looking at the 6 of Coins over here and I'm like, this feels like justice, but can I really prove it? And justice shows up right here. Like the 7 of Coins, like this is a little bit more about how your ego is perceiving things, while justice is what your soul is trying to communicate with you. You may, again, there's a version of you that's worried that you're being held back. Or you're holding yourself back, thinking you need to learn more, that maybe you're not quite ready. Some of you might be worried that, because this almost looks like an Ace of Wands right here with the card of Act, that you can't do this on your own, or you shouldn't be doing it on your own. It's as though you've been trying to find some semblance of accountability to know that wherever your next steps lie, that you are qualified. Because if you look at this Justice card, they have some kind of seal. Like this could be a royal seal. This is a sense of authority. There's something that you need to say. There's something you need to express to the world, and you've been afraid to say it because there's been an energy in your life that has made you believe that you do not have divine authority to speak these words. Like, I'm going to assume something's changing. You know, I saw a couple of Wheel of Fortune. Like, this could be a little bit more with gratitude. This is a little bit more of the world, but because I see this interconnection of energies, and I'm also seeing a lot of astrological references. You know, when I go to channel this, it's 2025, and this year, even within the last 6 months of this channeling, a lot of the outer planets have changed signs. We're going from earthy water. Let's just, you know, kind of sit back and have more consideration for our survival, our, in some ways, decadence. It's been kind of a decadent energy. And that's where a little bit of the arrogance comes in, because some people have been a little bit complacent in that decadence. But we're shifting into fire and air, which means things are going to start popping off really quickly. But as I'm channeling this, those astral transits, they're sort of occurring, but it's sort of as though you just arrived at the amusement park. It's like if you decide to go to Disneyland, you still have to go through the process of, you know, entry. Oh, let's first you got to fly there. Then you got to, you know, park or take a shuttle. Then you got to go to entry. Then you got to settle yourself in the hotel. Then you can go and check out the rides. You're sort of in the middle of this check-in process of whatever it is that you are entering into. So let's get a few more cards. Death. Wow. Death. 9 of Wands. I feel so out of breath. Oh my God. What the hell, universe? Slow yourself down. Like, there's something about you are persisting through, but you're being asked to be wise during this time to make sure that you are persisting through things that are within your alignment. I want to have a quick look at death. Let's have a look at this death card. You have transformed. Like, we have transformation over here. We've got transformation there. And I think you've been a little bit afraid of your own transformation. This one's bold, ecstatic, proud, but this one's a little bit timid. You know that the change you know that you needed to change. And you've been afraid to kind of look into what that change is supposed to be. It's sort of that feeling of, I know this is good for me, but is it too good to be true? There's the World. Got World card energy here, World card energy there, and we said World card energy everywhere. Along with this Fate, the World, along 2 of Cups. I think some of you have had a really difficult time trying to let go of a past relationship, or how it is that you want to relate to people in the first place. I keep seeing this feeling as though you're afraid of going at this alone. However, I feel like you've been going at it. It's not as though it's like your strategy was correct, but you've been placating to the wrong audience. You know, if you're a Pepsi drinker, but you're trying to convince people who are Coca-Cola drinkers to switch over. Like, that's almost religious between the Pepsi and the Cola wars. Those of you who might have lived through the 90s may have remembered the Pepsi and Cola wars. So adorable. And that actually has a lot to do with this transit. Like, Saturn is actually one of those planets. It's gone into Aries, which is the completion of a 30-year astrological cycle. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. And it also means that Saturn is beginning on a new journey. And for those of you who might have been around in the 90s, and a bit of a hint, like, we got, Spice Girls, the Coca-Cola wars, alien conspiracies were such a fun thing back then, along with the Backstreet Boys, like to kind of, sort of pinpoint what could have been going on during that time. But this is a renewal. This is something that, let's see here. 3 of Cups. Yeah. How you relate to people. 3 of Cups and the Lovers. There's been a lie that you've had to tolerate jerks. Beauty and the Beast. You hear the story of Beauty and the Beast, and, Belle shows all of her love to the Beast, and the Beast finally transforms, turns into a beautiful prince. But sometimes we take the wrong lesson from that story, and we think that it's okay to tolerate abuse because the Beast will eventually change. But it's sort of like you had one piece of information that was lost in translation that made you prone to tolerating toxic behavior. Because the 9 of Wands sometimes is sticking through something that isn't really all that healthy. What's going on now? Because this is where you presently are at. Like, you feel stuck. You're not sure if you should move forward. I still feel as though you're still in transition of getting rid of an old lifestyle or an old way of thinking or the types of people you're going to be associating with. And there's some hesitation. I don't think this is a bad thing per se. Some of you are still trying to confront your lizard brain. You're not entirely certain if it's the right thing to do or not. And that's because of this past idea on the types of people that are worth hanging out with. You've been struggling with some kind of an intuition wound that made you think it's okay to overgive to people because they have perceived authority. Well, it's done. 8 of Swords. There we go. Yeah, holding back from actual happiness. Getting a little bit of self-sabotage between these two. Oh, okay. So the way I'm being shown with these 2 cards, it's sort of like this, everything's in the upright, okay? So bear that in mind. And in context to an 8 of Swords, this is actually not a positive 9 of Cups. It's sort of like if you're around somebody, they make you feel low-key nervous or uncomfortable, but you had sort of a habit of, no, I need to power through. No, it's important that, I got to overcome my fear. But unfortunately, you were around people who had some kind of distortion. They were almost predatorial. They made you second guess your intuition, and you gave them way too much authority. Like, you gave them way too much authority in your life. It's that kind of thing. That's kind of connected to this card of death. What do we have up here? The Chariot. 2 of Cups. Cool. Almost. The World. You've been on a journey, and I mean it. You've really been on a journey. And I feel as though you've had to go at this alone. But I feel like some of you, there's been a boundary that's been put up to your past. The Saturn energy is starting to come back again. Saturn's not letting you go back into the past. Saturn will allow you to look at the past and learn from it. Who were these people that you hung out with? Were they honest? Were they able to help you grow? Because a lot of these people that you collaborated with, they drained your resources, your mental, emotional, and physical resources. And it's exhausted you. Because with this Knight of Wands, sort of this incoming frantic feeling, I feel like you're going to get a boost. Don't allow yourself to get bogged down in the here and now. You're still in the middle of this transition phase. Remember, if we were going to Disneyland, like we still got to get through the gates. We still got to pay our admission. We still got to get settled into the hotel. Then we can go check out the rides. And somewhere in there, you're going to need a nap. You're not being held back. You're actually being moved forward. You just have to start looking at this from a different perspective, because that's what I was feeling at the beginning of this message. You need to look at the situation with a fresh set of eyes. Things are changing. Just because the thing that you have been manifesting into your life hasn't shown up, the 3D is dense. It takes a little while to get from point A to point B, but you are making it through, and the universe is just asking you to not look back. Don't look behind you. And given that I have these waves coming up from the Chariot, your emotions are not allowing you to get stuck in the past. There's a lot of healing that I sense right here. 5 of Cups and the Sun. This is actually kind of cool. Despite the heaviness of the 5 of Cups, because I get that a lot with this water down here with the Chariot, the universe, your guides, they're trying to show you how you will be able to transmute your past experiences into something that is really hella creative. Like, I really feel as though once you get settled in, once you get a chance to rest, once you get a chance to put this into the past and just allow bygones to be bygones, you will be able to transmute this into something that will sustain you. This feels oddly sustainable, which is a weird thing to say with the Knight of Wands. Let's get some more cards. Emperor, that's sustainable. This is you entering into your own masculine energy, because only King Arthur has the strength and the authority to remove this sword from the stone. But I think a few of you have been afraid to even try to remove the sword from the stone, or maybe you did and it didn't work out. It's sort of like your own, the only way you can wield your truth, the only way that you can enact your justice is knowing that you actually do have authority. And you've been faking it till you make it. Why? Because you've been around other people who've been faking it. What else? We have Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, that's where this active spirit is showing up. Listen, you have a solid foundation set before you. You're just in the middle of it. Just because you can't see just because you can't see the playground, just because you can't see the rides, just because you can't yet see everything ahead of you. Like, imagine yourself in line at Disneyland. I don't know why I'm talking about Disneyland. I keep seeing references of this place. I got a family members who go to Disneyland once per year. It's like a spiritual pilgrimage for them. But you can't imagine if you're standing in line, you can hear the music, you can hear the laughter, you can hear the screams of kids like running around in circles, ants, being all antsy and enjoying themselves. You can hear the murmur and the talking. Like, you are here. You've actually technically arrived. Just allow yourself to go through the queue so that you can arrive on the other side and finally be able to get to enjoy whatever this is that you have incoming. So, what kind of final message can I offer to, to the viewer, just to help encourage them as they go through this, just to help encourage them to have a creative attitude about what's going on. Like, your manifestation is here. It's already here. Like Abraham Hicks, I think, said something along the lines of, if you can be in the energy, imagine yourself in the energy for 17 seconds, just 17 seconds, it means you've opened the portal. If you can sit in that portal for 68 seconds, you've manifested it. So there's an ask within here. Are you going to manifest frustration, anxiety, and even tension? Because that's what you'll call in. Or can you just manifest excitement, joy, anticipation, and creative wonder? Wow. Universe card, universe card. Everything is working in your favor. It's as simple as that. You've already manifested this. Don't allow your ego brain to rush you. Don't allow your external energies to rush you. Just be in the moment now. Start imagining as though everything that you've manifested is already here, because it is here. Allow the energies to reorganize, allow free will to work its way out, and just welcome in exactly what it is that you've been looking for. I'm just saying. Wow. Well, whoever it is that you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you need any in-depth support, you are more than welcome to go to the description below. We have a lovely community on Patreon, and I do provide personalized services. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to like, subscribe, and until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.